हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है और अभी हम कर रहे हैं आज की करंट अफेयर्स। इंडिया एंड सऊदी अरेबिया स्ट्रेंथन कॉर्पोरेशन इन केमिकल्स एंड पेट्रोकेमिकल सेक्टर। A bilateral meeting was held between Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals, Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, Government of India and Ministry of Industry and Minerals, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Indian side was led by Ms. Nivedita Shukla Verma, Secretary Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals. The Indian side was led by Ms. Nivedita Shukla Verma, Secretary Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals. The Saudi delegation was led by HE Engineer Khalil bin Ibrahim bin Salamaha, Vice Minister of Industry and Minerals. Saudi Arabia is India's fourth largest trade partner, and India is Saudi Arabia's second largest trade partner. Bilateral trade between the two countries reached USD 41.88 billion in 2024-25, with chemicals and petrochemicals contributing 10%, which is nearly USD 4.5 billion. The discussion focused on enhancing bilateral cooperation, promoting investments, and exploring new areas of collaboration in the chemicals and petrochemical sector. 16th WHO IRCH annual meeting begins in Jakarta to strengthen global cooperation on herbal medicine regulation. The 16th annual meeting of the World Health Organization International Regulatory Corporation for Herbal Medicines WHO IRCH is being held in Jakarta, Indonesia from 14th to 16th October 2025. The meeting brings together representatives from WHO member states and observer organizations to deliberate on the harmonization of regulatory frameworks and to promote international cooperation in the areas of safety, quality, and efficacy of herbal medicines. India is participating through a high-level delegation led by Dr. Raghu Arakal, advisor Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. The delegation also includes Dr. Raman Mohan Singh, Deputy Director General, Ayush and Director Pharmacopoeia, Commission for Indian Medicine and Homeopathy, PCM&H, and Dr. Mahesh Dadich, Chief Executive Officer, National Medicinal Plants Board NMPB. Their active participation highlights India's leadership in advancing regulatory harmonization and integration of traditional medicine systems within global health frameworks. A key highlight of the meeting was the release of the proceedings of the WHO IRCH workshop on safety and regulation of herbal medicines, Working Group 1, and efficacy and intended use of herbal medicines, Working Group 3. The workshop was organized by the WHO, World Health Organization, and hosted by the Ministry of Ayush with support from PCIM and H, held from 6th to 8th August 2025 in Ghaziabad, India. The 3-day meeting in Jakarta reaffirms the collective commitment of WHO IRCH member countries to ensure the safe, effective, and quality use of herbal medicines globally. India strengthens global leadership in spice standards at 8th Codex Committee session in Guwahati. The 8th session of the Codex Committee on Spice and Culinary Herbs begin in Guwahati, Assam on 13th October, highlighting India's role in the global spice sector. Organized by the Spice Board under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the event brought together 81 delegates from 27 countries to discuss harmonized international standards for spice and culinary herbs. Shri Acharya commended the joint efforts of the Government of India and the Spice Board in strengthening India's spice value chain, aligning domestic standards with global benchmarks, and ensuring food safety and quality for consumers worldwide. Established in 2013 at India's initiative, the Codex Committee on Spice and Culinary Herbs functions under the Codex Alimentarius Commission of the FAO and WHO, with India through the Spice Board serving as its secretariat. So far, Codex has finalized standards for 16 species including pepper, turmeric, cumin, nutmeg, cardamom, and saffron. The ongoing session will focus on developing new standards for large cardamom, sweet marjoram, cinnamon, and dried coriander seeds. The CCSCH session will continue through the week with discussions focused on aligning global standards, enhancing transparency, and promoting sustainable trade practices in the international spice sector. India to resume international postal services to the United States of America USA from 15 October 2025. The Department of Posts, Ministry of Communications, Government of India is pleased to announce the resumption of all categories of international postal services to the United States of America USA with effect from 15th October 2025. Postal services to the USA were earlier suspended through office memorandum dated 2020 22 August 2025 following executive order 14,324 issued by the US administration which suspended the de minimis treatment for all postal shipments. Telecommunications Consultants India Limited TCIL honored with HR Excellence Award at the Fortune Leadership Award 2025. Telecommunications Consultants India Limited TCIL Mani Ratna Schedule A PSU under the Department of Telecommunications has received the HR Excellence Award at the Fortune Leadership Award 2025 held on October 11 at Radisson Blue Plaza, Delhi. The award honors TCIL's exemplary HR practices, employee development, innovation, and inclusivity. From 2021 to 2025, TCIL implemented wide-ranging HR reforms to build a future-ready, empowered workforce aligned with Mission Karmayogi. Key initiatives included a comprehensive HR policy, function-wise risk structuring for accountability, merit-based promotions, timely DPCs, a performance-linked management system, reward mechanisms, a digitization through e-office and ERP. TCIL emphasized skill building, with 58 executives earning global certifications in cybersecurity, networking, and editing, enhancing delivery on high value projects. These efforts have strengthened organizational performance and business growth. By fostering inclusivity, transparency, and innovation, TCIL has created a people first culture that supports national priorities like Digital India, Smart Cities, and BharatNet. Its HR strategy integrating policy, technology, talent positions TCIL has PSU role model advancing India's digital transformation. About TCIL Telecommunications Consultants India Limited. TCIL, a Government of India enterprise established in 1978, is a leading global telecom consultancy and engineering firm. TCIL provides end-to-end solutions in telecommunications, IT, and infrastructure with over 500 projects executed over 100 plus countries, playing a key role in India's digital growth, etc. Did you know Sanjeev Kumar, Chairman and Managing Director, TCIL? Inaugural edition of the India Republic of Korea Navy bilateral exercise. Indian naval ship Sahyadri has part of ongoing operational deployment to the South China Sea and Indo-Pacific made a port call at Busan Naval Harbor, South Korea on 13 October 2025 to participate in the Mid Indian Navy (IN) Republic of Korea Navy (ROKN) bilateral exercise. The ROKN extended a warm welcome underscoring the ongoing Navy to Navy interactions and strategic partnership between the governments of India and the Republic of Korea. Indigenously designed, constructed, and commissioned in 2012, INS Shahadri is the third ship of the Shivalik class guided missile stealth frigates. The ship is based at Vishakhapatnam as part of the Eastern Fleet under the aegis of the Eastern Naval Command. As part of the As part of the Harbor phase, IN and RCON ROKN officials will engage in reciprocal cross-deck visits, sharing of best practices, cross-training sessions, and sport fixtures. The commanding officer will call on senior ROKN officials and local dignitaries. The harbor phase will be followed by sea phase, wherein INS Shehadri and ROKN Gingyeonnam will undertake joint exercise. The Navy to Navy interactions between India and South Korea have grown significantly in recent years, along with their strategic partnership. The ongoing inaugural IN ROKN bilateral exercise is the culmination of years of discussions and planning between the two navies. INS Shehadri's ongoing operational deployment to the South China Sea and Indo-Pacific underscores India's stature as a responsible maritime stakeholder and preferred security partner. DTN PWED and UPBO CWWB join hands to empower construction workers through skill development training. The DATOPENT Tengadi National Board for Workers' Education and Development TNBWED, Ministry of Labour Employment, Government of India has entered into a memorandum of understanding MOU with the Uttar Pradesh Building and Other Construction Workers Welfare Board UPBO CWWB to boost workforce capacity building under the recognition of prior learning RPL program for construction workers. Through this government to government partnership, DTNBWED will act as the project implementation agency for phase 1 RPL training covering 1 lakh registered workers across 7 districts of Uttar Pradesh and expanding to cover 2 lakh workers in subsequent phases across the entire state. The structured 120-hour program is designed to align workers' skills with National Council for Vocational Education and Training NCVET standards, followed by assessment and certification. This MOU reinforces the shared commitment of DTNB, WED, and UPBOC, WWB to advancing the welfare of India's construction workforce by enhancing their employability and skill recognition. The collaboration is expected to be a milestone in promoting skill development and social security for unorganized sector workers in Uttar Pradesh. Ministry of Mines classifies limestone as major mineral completely. The Ministry of Mines issued notification classifying limestone as a major mineral completely. Earlier, limestone was classified as minor mineral as well as major mineral depending upon the end issue. Limestone used in kilns for manufacture of lime used as building material has had been notified as minor mineral. Otherwise, it was a major mineral when used for any other purpose like production of cement, chemicals, sugar, fertilizer, steel, etc. The Ministry of Mines wide Gazette notification dated 10th October 2025 has removed above distinction based on the end use by deleting limestone used in kilns for manufacture of lime used as building material from the category of minor minerals. Further, to ensure ease of doing business, the ministry has issued an order dated 13 October 2025 under Section 20A of the MMDR Act to facilitate smooth regulatory transition of existing minor mineral leases of limestone to major mineral lease. Above decision was taken by the ministry based on recommendations of an interministerial committee on mines and mineral sector constituted under the chairmanship of member Niti Aayog, which held discussions with various stakeholders. Use of limestone in making lime has significantly reduced over the years, and most of limestone is now used in cement manufacturing and in chemical industries, smelters, fertilizer unit, sugar factory, etc. The classification of all types of limestone as major mineral will promote ease of doing business as the leaseholders will be able to sell or utilize limestone for any purpose without any end use restrictions based on artificial regulatory distinctions of minor or major mineral. The existing minor mineral leases of limestone will continue to operate as major mineral leases without any disruption. for a smooth transition of the existing minor mineral mining leases to major mineral category, the Ministry of Mines issued an order dated 13th October 2025 under Section 20A. Some of the provisions are as follows. The existing leaseholders of minor mineral limestone leases are allowed time till 31st March 2026 to registered with IBM, and they may pay royalty at the existing rates specified by the respective state governments up to 31st March 2026. Continuation of existing mining plans approved by the respective state governments for such leases till 31st March 2027, and seeking approval of IBM for mining plan in the meanwhile. Exemption from filing digital aerial images of mining lease area till 1st July 2027, and exemption from filling of online self-assessment report as per the star rating template till 1st July 2027. Exemption from penalty for non-filling of monthly and annual returns under Rule 2045 of the MCDR 2017 to the Indian Bureau of Mines till 31st March 2026, subject of the condition that the lessees shall continue to submit their returns to the state governments as per the existing provisions. The order dated 13th October 2025 also provides enabling provision with respect to pending applications for grant of mineral concession in respect of limestone as a minor mineral, in case where the state government had issued letter of intent for grant of a mineral concession before 10th October 2025, or where the auction process for grant of mineral concession has been concluded and preferred bidder has been selected before 10th October 2025, the mining lease shall be granted and executed in accordance with the rules made by the state government in respect of minor minerals within a period of 2 years from the date of issue of this order. The applications on which the state government has not issued letter of intent LOI for grant of mineral concession before 10th October 2025 shall lapse. This removal of limestone from list of minor mineral has fulfilled a long-standing demand of hundreds of limestone minor mineral leaseholders to enable them to freely sell to cement industries as well as to the other industries. This will increase income as well as employment in rural areas. Further, increase in availability of limestone from minor mineral leases to cement industry will enable quick expansion of cement manufacturing capacity in the country. This measure will give boost to construction activities in the country, leading to employment generation and economic growth. CCI approves proposed acquisition of Cloud4C Services Private Limited and Cloud4C Services Private Limited by Capgemini SE. The Competition Commission of India has approved the proposed acquisition of Cloud4C Service Private Limited and Cloud4C Service Private Limited by Capgemini SE. The proposed combination relates to the acquisition of 100% of the shares of Cloud4C Services Private Limited Target 1 and Cloud4C Service Private Limited Target 2, and along with Target 1 has targets by Capgemini SE acquire. The acquired Capgemini SE is the ultimate parent entity of the Capgemini Group. Capgemini Group Acquire Group. It is a listed company and its shares are traded off on Euronext Paris. The targets are a hybrid cloud managed services provider. The target group is headquartered in Singapore and conducts most of its operations from India, where most of its employees are located. The acquire and the targets are engaged in the provision of information technology information technology enabled services ITES in India. CCI approves acquisition of Jayaprakash Associates Limited by Vedanta Limited. The Competition Commission of India has approved the acquisition of Jayaprakash Associates Limited by Vedanta Limited. The proposed combination envisages acquisition of Jayaprakash Associates Limited JAL by Vedanta Limited acquire pursuant to a corporate insolvency resolution process CIRP under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 IBC. Vedanta is incorporated in India and is public company listed on the BSE Limited (BSE) and the National Stock Exchange of India (NSE). Vedanta is a subsidiary of Vedanta Resources Limited. It is a natural resources, critical minerals, energy and technology company. JAL is an infrastructure and industrial company engaged in diverse business activities including real estate, cement, hospitality, engineering, procurement, and construction contracting. In addition, certain group companies of JAL are also engaged in power, fertilizer, sports, and aviation segments. JAL is currently undergoing a CIRP under the IBC. Center extends tenure of 16th Finance Commission till November 30. The government has extended the tenure of the 16th Finance Commission by 1 month till November 30. The 16th Finance Commission was constituted by the government of December 31, 2023, with former Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Arvind Pangaria as its chairman. The report by the panel was due by October 31. The Commission will mainly make recommendations on the distribution of taxes between the center and states for a 5-year period starting April 1, 2026. The Finance Ministry, in a notification dated October 10, said that the date for submission of the 16th Finance Commission report is being extended till November 30. The commission has 4 members and is assisted by Secretary Ritvik Pandey, 2 joint secretariats, and 1 economic advisor. Retired bureaucrat Annie George Matthew and economist Manoj Panda are full-time members of the commission, while SBI Group Chief Economic Advisor Soumya Kanti Ghosh and RBI Deputy Governor T. Ravi Shankar and part-time members. Besides suggesting tax devolution between the center and states and revenue augmentation measures, the Commission would review the present arrangements for financing disaster management initiatives with references to the funds constituted under the Disaster Management Act 2005. The erstwhile 15th Finance Commission under N.K. Singh had recommended that states be given 41% of the divisible tax pool of the center during the 5-year period, that is 2021-22 to 2025-26, which is at the same level as was recommended by the 14th Finance Commission under Y.V. Reddy. IMF raises India's fiscal year 26 GDP growth forecast by 20 basic points to 6.6%. The International Monetary Fund IMF on Tuesday raised India's gross domestic product GDP growth forecast for 2025-26 fiscal year 2026 by 20 basis points to 6.6%, citing a strong first quarter that more than offset the impact of the US rate hike in its latest World Economic Outlook report. The IMF also revised the growth forecast for 2026-27 fiscal year 27 upwards by 20 basic points to 6.2%. Last week, the World Bank increased India's fiscal year 26 GDP forecast to 6.5% from 6.3% in June, while lowering the fiscal year 27 forecast by 20 basis point to 6.3%, sitting higher than expected tariffs on India's exports to the US. The World Bank added that India is expected to remain the world's fastest growing major economy, supported by continued strength in consumption growth. The Economic Survey has projected India's GDP growth at between 6.3% and 6.8% for fiscal year 26. In July, the IMF had raised India's growth projection by 20 basis points to 6.4%, citing reform momentum, robust consumption growth, and a push for public investment. The global growth projection for 2025 has been revised upwards by 20 basis points to 3.2%, while the forecast for 2026 remains unchanged at 3.1%. International Day of Rural Women, 15 October. International Day of Rural Women was implemented by the United Nations General Assembly and is celebrated every year on October 15 with the aim of highlighting the role and situation of women in rural areas. Under the theme, The Rise of Rural Women Building Resilient Futures with Beijing Plus 30, this International Day promoted by UN Women seeks to shed light on the inequalities they still face, advocate for their recognition and participation in decision making, demand strong stronger social protection systems and reduce the digital divide। और इसके साथ करंट अफेयर्स हो जाती है समाप्त।